I signed up, paid, and officially joined a multi-level marketing scheme. But little did they knew back then, I scammed them instead of them scamming me. And here's how I did it. So on the night of November 9th, your boy was lying in his bed, being a lazy piece of shit like usual, and I was searching for a new job because my current job back then at Chipotle was dog shit. I was getting paid below minimum wage. I had no coworkers in the grill department. FYI, I was a grill at Chipotle. I forgot to mention that. And every single day I go out late. I'm supposed to come out at 11. The earliest I've ever gone out was 11:10. Usually I go out at 11:30. And you know how night shifts are. Anyways, your boy was looking for a brand new job that fits his future career, and through hours and hours of searching and researching, he finally found one on a shady Vietnamese job listing magazine. But that's okay, it's the effort that matters. Anywho's, it was basically a sales job offer that recruits you right after you complete their course for free. Now remember that detail. And so on November 10th, a lady reached out to me. She's like, oh, can you come in on November 11th at 9:30 a.m.? And I was like, sure. And so on November 11th, I woke my lazy ass up at 8:30 a.m. and then I drove myself after to the interview with my boss at 9:30. Now, I was late as usual. I had a bit of traffic on the way there, okay? I'm sorry. Anyways, I got there and then I walked in there, and then when I opened the door, I was greeted with a nice, fancy receptionist. And then I thought to myself, wow, this is fancy for a free course. And then they told me to wait in a room. Do you know what I did? I went into that room and then I waited. I thought to myself, damn, this is fancy AF. And this course is free too? Sheesh. And then after 6 years later, the lady finally came in. My manager. First thing she did, she introduced herself. She talked about her background as a dentist assistant and how that job wasn't really for her and it wasn't really paying her bills. I'm pretty sure it was. And then she rambled on how she didn't really enjoy that she had to work with her hands. Like me too. I understand. Like these hands, they are elegant. And then she rambled on how she got kids and then blah, blah, blah. And then she showed me the ranks to the company and talked about how much money you can make in the company. And she showed me like different tiers of rings that I could earn, and that would show like my income level. My favorite color is red, and so I picked the red one, which is like $250,000 of income in a year. And as she gave me examples of how her co-workers or her higher ups are able to make so much money and were able to bring in like 7 figures a year. She then rambles on and how she was able to be given the opportunity to take her and her family and her kids on vacations to like Thailand, Bali, North Korea, thanks to the company. Now, that is the shittiest logic I have ever heard in my whole life. Here's why. The trips are not paid for. I could work at McDonald's for like 3 months for like $5,000 and then save up for a trip to Bali. Wow, a trip to Bali. Thanks, McDonald's. Thanks, my fellow coworkers, aka ex-cons. Now here's the thing. You can actually pay for your own trip to Bali if you work at McDonald's as opposed to a multi-level marketing place. Why? Because you actually make money from McDonald's. 90% of employees or independent business owner in a multi-level marketing scheme earn less than a McDonald's worker. Think about that. She then talks about how I'm so lucky and so blessed with this opportunity to advance myself to the next level, and how I am so clever and so responsible for taking the opportunity to start on my own career and start making money in my career field. FYI, I am a business major because I am dumb as fuck. She then said how I'm gonna achieve so many things in life and how I'm gonna surpass her and a lot of her coworkers for starting out so young because I am joining a pyramid scheme early on in life. Wow, thanks you guys. We then quickly proceeded to make me an account. She didn't even ask if I wanted to join or not. She was like, okay, so this is all of the benefits that you will be getting. So now we're going to be getting into making an account. There was no follow-up. There was no training or like getting back to me and then scheduling me in for a different day to train. There was no paid training. Hell no, you get straight into consumerism. You get straight into taking out your wallet and paying them. We then proceeded to make me an account, a brand new employee for the company, or shall I say, a brand new individual business owner. Wow, that sounds so much better. Thanks, you guys. I feel so much better. Now, if we pause for a second, she gave me a life story and the company's great many benefits and dreams. She pitched all of that to me. Your typical manager at McDonald's or Chipotle would not do that at any normal jobs. But do you know who does that? Salesmen. Keep that in mind for later. And then as we were getting into the process of making me a brand new account, she introduces me to the payment. It was going to be like $137 to run a background check. And apparently it was discounted 50% off because normally it's like $300 plus. Wow, more than 50% off. They are so nice. How nice of them. Now before I move on, let me tell you something. Come here, come here, come on. Don't be shy, don't be shy. Background checks are free. And when I heard that I had to pay $137, my heart dropped. And I immediately figured that it was a pyramid scheme, or at least something similar to it. Because I've watched YouTube videos on this before. Thanks, YouTubers. But what really gave it away was when she was typing in her employee ID as a second step for me to sign up to join the company. Now this is as if she was referring me to the company, as if she was making a commission for me to join the company. She's making a commission for me to join the company. McDonald's managers don't get that. This sounds like a pyramid scheme. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Multi-level marketing. And then as we were creating the account, we were talking about the accounts and then the sign up process. She somehow snuck an extra $200 in there. She was like, okay, so you're going to be paying $137 now, and also a $35 for an insurance course later. And then after you officially join, the total would be like $300, $400. But that's okay because it is an investment. But anywho's, when she introduced the $137 to me, I paused her. And then I quickly came up with an excuse that I would come back the next day to pay. And then she was like, why? And then I was like, oh, I forgot my card at home. And then she completely ignored that. And then she was like, oh, tell me the reason why. Like, this thing is discounted. Like, this is such a great opportunity. And then I was like, no, I'm sorry. I'll come back another day. And then she was like, no. Just talk to me. What happened? One-on-one, sister to brother. And then I said, oh, that's because I thought this was free. Like, I left my card at home because I didn't know that I would be paying for anything today. And then she rambled on and on about how I'm gonna regret it and then miss the biggest opportunity of my life. You know what she told me? She told me that this is an investment for the future. Sure, lady, sure. At this point, I was so fed up with her. I was so done. But being the bitch that I am, I eventually gave into peer pressure. And then I just signed myself up for a pyramid scheme. I paid $137 out of pocket that day to join a stupid ass pyramid scheme. I'm sorry. Multi-level marketing called WFG. Now what does that stand for? I don't give a shit. That stands for, why are you questioning me? Just fucking give me your money. And then after that, I also signed myself for, I think it was a legit insurance training course to get my insurance sales license. And I paid $35 out of pocket for that as well. I think that was the only legit one that day. At this point, I wanted out of there. I don't want to be in here anymore. The atmosphere gave me such a degenerate vibe, and like the company and how I knew that it was like a pyramid scheme type of thing. Multi-level marketing type of thing. So I don't want to have anything to do with that, okay? So I wanted out. And then I told her that I had work that day because I covered somebody else's shift for Chipotle. And so she rushed and gave me a schedule for me to follow. Initially, she wanted me to like come into the company for like 2 days a week. And then somehow, as we kept talking and talking, she added more and more time for me to have to participate in the company. Like there's different Zoom meetings. It's gonna be mentors that teaches me so much. God, knowledge. I love knowledge. I love poverty and being homeless and living on the streets. I love it. Oh, give me that money. Also, there was a meeting the next day after November 11th. And she wanted me to go to that one. She said that it's going to be a great start and there's going to be so many great mentors there. And I better not have missed it. And so I told her, okay, I'll go. I didn't go. F that shit. And then eventually, after like 6 years, we got up and she walked me out. She introduced me to her coworkers and my future coworkers. And yeah, and they were nice, you know, we all shook hands. And then she walked me to the door. She told me, remember to come tomorrow. Now, how did I scam the scammers, you may ask? After she walked me out, I ran out of the, but I walked out of the door. And then I immediately canceled my insurance training course for the 35 stupid ass dollars that I spent. And then it worked. There was a legit phone number on the email that was given to me after I bought the course. And then I was able to call that number and then I immediately canceled it. But then I tried to cancel the $137 that I paid to join the company to do a background check. And I tried to look in their website, in the email that was given to me. They made it impossible for me to cancel. They gave me an email to ask questions regarding my sign up, everything. It did not work. There was no email. It was non-existent. Additionally, their email and website looks so horrible for a multi-billion-dollar company. They should be embarrassed. But the question still remains. How did I get rid of the $137? Good question. I called up Chase, my bank account, and then I told him that I was robbed of $137 that day. And I told him to immediately remove it. And guess what? They believed me. And boom! I scammed the scammer by scamming their time. And also scamming my own time. But that's okay because I didn't pay a single penny. And that's all I'm happy about. So, in conclusion, if you ever see something too good to be true, it's probably not true. It's probably a hidden cost. But here are some of the tactics that they used to draw me into joining their company. Number 1, they're gonna give you a life story so that you can relate with them. Number 2, they're gonna bring up co-workers and how much they're making. Number 3, they're gonna bring up the company's benefits, vacations, and all of the dreams. How much you could be potentially making and how you could be ending up at Bali with that coconut in your mouth and that watch the sunset. That could be you. If you were in the 0.00001%, but that could be you. And then after they get you to relate to them, and then after you guys are like acquaintances kind of, maybe friends, they're gonna rush you to sign up. Sign up, put this in, put your social security number in. And number 5, if you're hesitant or reluctant or whatever, you're showing like discomfort, I'm scared, I'm homeless, like I don't have any money, I thought this was free. They don't care. They're gonna convince you. You don't have money? They don't care about your financial situation and how they're gonna always make it seem like you're making an investment for your future. It's gonna be for the benefit of your own future. It's not. They're gonna convince. It's basically the equivalent of you saying, oh, I'm not comfortable, I don't have any money. And then them replying to you with, no, you do. And then number 6, they're gonna make your schedule so that you dedicate yourself and your whole soul to them. You work for them, you study for them, you worship them. And yeah, if your manager for some reason use those same 6 tactics on you, maybe they're drawing you into their pyramid scheme. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Multi-level pyramid scheme. It slipped out again. It's just how embarrassing of me. I'm so sorry, you guys. Oh, and for those of you that are having high hopes that you could actually make money in their company, you won't. You're literally just buying a product from them. You're wasting money and time. Anyways, that's about it.